Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today we got to talk about something super important. So all over the news and media, I'm sure you've seen the word immunocompromised or the word comorbidity. So like, what does that mean? And why are people with compromised immune systems so much more likely to have severe complications and or death from this virus? So first, we have to talk about our immune system. So how does our immune system work, right? So like the way I like to explain it is 24/7. You have cells throughout your body, right? It's like a military. You have a full military of immune cells that are on the ready, and any time a virus or bacteria comes into your body, your immune system attacks and kills it, right? Ideally, that's how it works. So now, very basic terms, there's two types of immunity, right? You have your innate immune system. That's like the army. That's the front line of defense. And then in the back, you have your acquired immune system. That's what, those super badasses. We'll call them the Marines. I was an Army guy, so I'll tease on us. I'll say, Army's front line. When we get in trouble, we call the back line. So your army is made up of macrophages and neutrophils and phagocytes, and ideally that's strong and robust. So when you're exposed to a virus, it just kills it. You don't even know you're sick. You have no symptoms whatsoever. It just boom, kills it. You don't even know what happened, right? Now sometimes these viruses or bacteria, they're really strong. It's like a big army attacks, and we need help. And when we need help, we call on to the secondary part of our immune system. Now, one thing that a part of this, the frontline defense does, the phagocytes, is they create antigens. So what they'll do is they'll go and they'll eat these bad guys, and then they mark it. And these little markers, right, tell your acquired immune system what to attack. And that's the theory behind vaccines, is they inject you with an antigen, so these guys get like trained, like, hey, if you see this, you need to kill them right away before they can reproduce and cause a lot of damage to the body, right, which is us. So part of the immune response that you see when you're killing bad guys is you develop symptoms. So ideally, this is really robust. You don't even develop symptoms, but sometimes you do develop symptoms. You get a runny nose or plugged up nose. Now these symptoms are part of the immune response in killing off the bad guys. A big problem I see is if you have a stuffy nose, you take pills to make it run. If you have a runny nose, you make pills to make it stuffy. What you're doing is treating symptoms and inhibiting your immune response from doing its job so you stay sick longer. Another big one is a fever. Your body literally, like this system, raises its temperature because it helps kill off the bad military. It helps kill off the bad guys. When we take fever reducers, what we do is we suppress our immune system, and that keeps us sick longer so you can spread it to more people over more time. It's crazy. We don't want to treat symptoms. Another thing that happens when you're sick is your immune system will suppress your appetite. Well, it's like, why does it do that? Because digesting food takes a lot of energy. So your body will suppress its appetite so it doesn't waste energy digesting food, so it can give energy to your immune system, to this military, to fight off the bad guys. Another thing that happens is I put both ends. You know how sometimes you get sick and everything comes up both ends really quickly? It's just purging the food out of you so it's not wasting energy digesting food. Another thing that happens is you're really tired, right? When you're sick, or you're like, man, I just got so much energy. It's like, no, why? Because your body wants you fatigued and it wants you to sleep because you're not wasting any energy, and your immune system can take all of it, like this military gets all the energy to fight off the bad guys. The dumbest thing we do is we wake up and we feel like hell, but it's like, oh, I gotta go to work, right? So you take a pain pill to block the pain, you take a fever reducer to reduce the fever, you're dead tired, so you drink a double espresso to give yourself some caffeine, and then you force yourself to go into work. You suppress your immune system, right? And then you just stay sick longer, plus spread it to more people, okay? So immune compromise, what does that mean? That means that something happened to make our military weaker. Like these guys, there's less of them, they're just weaker and they can't work like they should. So what causes our immune system to be compromised, and what strengthens our immune system, right? So first, let's talk about the choices that actually make our immune system stronger. One, huge, is vitamin D. So vitamin D is a hormone that's essentially important for a strong military, for a strong immune system. So it's like giving amazing weapons to your immune system, but here's what happens. Vitamin D, your body produces it when sun hits your skin. Wintertime. It's dark, it's cold, we're indoors, the days are shorter. Towards the end of winter, our vitamin D production is way down. It's like these guys are running out of weapons, they're weak. So these guys attack and we get sick more in the wintertime. Omega-3 fish oil, again, super important for our immune system. It's really important for this cell. There's a thing called a T regulatory cell. So what these cells are is they regulate your immune system, the acquired immune system, so it doesn't go out of control, right? It's so like, I like to call it like there's like Barnes from Platoon. Sometimes these guys get carried away and they just start killing everything. Like your immune system goes out of control and you have it attacks itself, autoimmune diseases, because their immune system is out of control. Omega-3s and vitamin D helps to regulate that so you don't get like a hyperactive immune system and crazy symptoms that are out of control, right? So it's very important to get vitamin D and omega-3s, and so many people, like nobody eats wild fish and wild game on a regular basis anymore. That's why so many of us are deficient in omega-3s. Nutrient-dense foods. These guys need nutrients. Fruits, vegetables, eggs, healthy nuts, healthy meats. Get good nutrients. Sleep. Sleep is huge for our immune system. Like when we're sleeping, that's when these guys are out patrolling, killing bad guys. It's just in our society, we've taken so much pleasure in functioning on very little sleep. It's like, oh, I hardly ever sleep. I only need 4 hours. It's dumb. Adequate sleep is so important. I make sleep a priority in my life. Exercise and proper exercise. A good combination of strength training and endurance and rest and recovery. Exercise is bad for your immune system when you're doing tons of cardio. The people that get hooked on jogging 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 miles a day, terrible for your immune system. And then a sense of community. It's very, very important to be on purpose, feel part of someone, to like be a part of a community. That really helps lower stress and boost your immunity. Those are the things that boost your immune system, all right? These are very, very important. Media never talks to it. I'll get to why. So now what choices do we do on a regular basis that hurts our military and strengthens the bad guys? One, we're deficient in good nutrition. So many people were overfed and starving at the same time. Right? Well, how is that? It's because we're eating pastas and breads and cereals and cookies and crackers and juices and sodas, and we're getting tons of calories, but very little good nutrition. Makes their military weak, makes the bad guys stronger, right? Sugar, terrible for your immune system. Terrible. It blows my mind that hospitals' break rooms are full of soda and pastries and donuts. Like right now, and people getting treated with coronavirus and staff are eating donuts, it's mind-blowing, because what that's doing is it weakens the immune system. Smoking, terrible. It's crazy right now that people can still go buy cigarettes. We got this coronavirus, which is lung disease. Smoking is terrible for you, damages your lungs, makes you more susceptible to getting sick, but you can still smoke. Processed foods are like giving weapons to the bad guys. Grains, dairy. One thing with me and a lot of people, dairy immediately causes my immune system to overreact, and I get sinusy and nasally and headaches, and it's just something that I never consume. And then booze. Booze is terrible for immune system. It was so crazy out in New York. Our health club is considered non-essential, but alcohol stores are essential. You know how crazy that is? Like when I was in college, I was dumb, right? I would go on these benders and I'd always end up sick. Always. It's like, why? Because I compromised my immune system by getting boozed up for 3 or 4 days straight. It would crush my military, and these guys would take over until I fell asleep and got some good night's sleep and got some nutrition in your body. So it's like the best thing, and then here's the other thing, right? So like these choices here, the bad foods, the lack of sleep, lack of exercise, drinking soda, eating sugar, smoking cigarettes, what does this cause? Heart disease, diabetes, cancers, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, the comorbidities, right? All this leads to the comorbidities that are also a risk factor for getting sick from coronavirus and influenza and any other virus out there, okay? So it's like, why don't you hear more about this in the media? I'll tell you why, because like who controls it? Who owns everything? You have these huge corporations that want to sell medications and vaccines. It just is. Now, if you're a big corporation, do you want to sell a pill that just kills off a virus and then it's done? Or would you rather sell a pill that someone has to take every single day for the rest of their life? Right? If people live, so when I teach people this and they actually apply it, I have people go from 8 medications to 0. That's a huge hit to their profits. I have people where their Crohn's disease goes away, IBS goes away, rheumatoid arthritis goes away. Like all these chronic conditions go away. All these morbidities, comorbidities go away when I teach lifestyle. They don't want that. They want you to eat like this, right? And then you get high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high sugar, and then you go in and instead of teaching you to stop eating this, what do you get? A high blood pressure medication, a statin, the top selling drug of all time to treat your cholesterol, a sugar medication, and then how often do you take it? Every single day, multiple times a day. And what's really beautiful for them is those drugs cause side effects, which leads to what? New diagnoses and new drugs, and it snowballs, and that's why they make tens of billions of dollars on a consistent basis. That's the system. So if we teach people to avoid this and how terrible this is for you short and long term, and get you doing this, you live longer, you take less medications, and they go broke. It just is. So an immune compromised person is a person that makes poor choices, which crushes your immune system. For the most part, there are people, I have to say this because I'm going to say, it's like obviously there's bad luck, which really sucks to me, is the people that have bad luck, there's not enough resources out there for them because there's so many people that make more poor choices. Like even a ventilator, there's so much in the news about ventilators. Like we gotta have more ventilators, get ventilators in the hospital, we need to treat people with ventilators. What does a ventilator do? It puts oxygen into your lungs. That's it. That's it. So it's buying you time. It's buying your immune system time. So let's say you're going to die tomorrow. The ventilator hopefully just puts air into your lungs to keep you alive for a few more days. So hopefully this immune system like regroups and builds enough strength to start winning the battle. That's the whole purpose of a ventilator. It comes back to immune system. And your immune system is all based on your lifestyle choices, okay? So the thing the media doesn't talk about, and nobody nationally is talking about is the choices you can do now, right? And in the future for yourself and your kids to have a robust instead of a compromised immune system. I mean, think about when you go to, like, it's so tragic to me. Every time I walk into a classroom, kids are sniffling and coughing and runny nose, and we've been conditioned to believe that that's just kids. Kids are just sick all the time. That's not it. What it is what do we feed kids? Cereal, crackers, cookies, waffles, muffins, pancakes, juices, sodas, chips. Like when I look at kids' lunches, it's nothing but garbage. Every time I look. School lunches are for the most part terrible. Like they're constantly being fed immune suppressing, nutrient poor foods. They're not getting adequate vitamin D. They're not getting adequate omega-3s. They're not getting adequate nutrients. So they have a small military to start with, plus they're not getting the weapons they need for a healthy military. Hence, they're sick all the flipping time, and then it's just constant, and then we think it's normal. And then we wonder why they start gaining weight. It's like, so the best thing you can do is this lifestyle, which I took an hour, and I show you exactly how to do it. Just click the link or the button. I never know where it goes around here, but there's gonna be something wrong where if you click on it, I go through, I show you stats that'll blow your mind. I show you exactly the choices you need to make to one, boost your immune system, get sick less often, be more productive, but two, the really cool side effect of what I teach is you lose body fat. And the majority of Americans need to do that too. Everything about it's good. All you have to do, especially now, you got plenty of free time, right? Is click the button and watch it. And watch it, I mean, really, really watch it because it's just packed full of information. And if we spend more energy on this, it's gonna benefit everyone, especially our kids, which to me is more important than anything.